what I'm planning to do for this project is to make a kind of like a journal cover, and I'm actually going to have this as the outside, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse this fabric onto it, so this will be the front of my journal, and onto this fabric, once it's stuck to this, I'm then going to transfer my design. And so in the end we'll end up with a nice design for the front cover, and the inside will be this fake leather. So it'll add a pop of colour inside. So it seems a bit unusual me doing this backwards, but I want the design that I'm going to transfer onto here to be the focal point, you know, to be on the front of my cover. So how am I going to attach this to this? Well, what we do is we use, I'm not sure what it's called, I think it's called transfer bonding paper or something. You can get it from your local craft or sewing shop or online, and basically it looks like tracing paper, but it has a kind of smooth surface and one that has a kind of shimmery film on it. This shimmery film is kind of like the glue. That's what's going to go on here and then allow us to stick the fabric to it. So what you do is you get the shiny film side and you make sure that that's facing down onto the fabric that you want it to go on. Once you've done that, you iron it on. You can find instructions for this online, but basically you're fusing this paper, well, not the paper, you're fusing this kind of shimmery film to this through ironing it. Once you've ironed it, you'll see that it will stick down, and then what you can do is you can peel back this and it will leave the film on here. Then what we do is we get the fabric that we want to stick to it and we iron that over it, and what that does is it activates it again, fusing the two together. So first of all I will do that. was the end of my filming, but I did spend a bit more time on the journal cover that evening and I didn't film. But basically I just changed a few or added a few extra bits. Most of what you saw in the video is what you can see here. I left off just when I was attaching this extra pen loop here, which I did the same way that I did with this one by using some brads. And I didn't like the covers of two of the books that I had, so I actually printed out, you'll recognise this pattern here as being part of the background of this pattern, and so what I did was I printed that out onto some card and that came out really nicely, and then I actually replaced the covers of the notebooks with this card. So I'm much happier with the way that that looks now. This one I was happy with anyway, it was already this nice pink colour. And I just added, I had a little spare bit there, and so I thought I'd add that on there as a kind of bookmark. And then I also popped a bit of funky card in here, just to add a bit more interest to this sort of yellow bit here. And I like to use this stencil a lot, so I thought I'd pop that in there. And so overall it just sort of, you know, the whole look of it I'm really happy with now.